This is the grand finals between Mixmixmix and, of course, Sleisel +4. This is game number 3. It is casted on Neo Dota by myself, Maut, and NYJohn. John, this is the final game. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, and this is going to be a really close game. We saw Mix come out in game one, a really decisive victory over Sleisel +4, and then Sleisel +4 just resounded with the same thing. And who would have guessed coming into the series that the key hero has been Omni Knight?
And this is Dota for you. Every game provides something a little bit different, a little bit crazy. And tonight looks like it's going to be Omni Knight, but who can complain about that? Bans will come out. Darkseer, the first one on the side of Dilated Minds team, and then we'll get
Mix.
two more. Mix. For some reason that escaped me for a sec. I'm sorry, guys. I've cast it all day today, and it's just been. And you have as well, so there's no excuse for me.
Yeah, it's been an exciting day. I think this Broodmother ban from Sleisel +4 is another ban to leave heroes open for themselves. We saw them do it last game with a couple of unique bans. They took out TA and someone else. TA is not too off the radar, but I think they want to
The
create
Viper
an opening
ban
for
from the
that
last
for
game.
their second and third pick. Yeah, Viper ban.
Yeah, they'll take out something that's never played just so they can get something that they might want. And we will see the Undying pick up on the side of Sleazel. Templar Assassin going the way of Mix, plus the Bat Rider. Oh boy, this could be rough. That Bat Rider did not get banned. The Codal this time around did get banned though. And the next two pickups will be happening here for Sleazel in just a moment. And Templar Assassin and Bat Rider, that's kind of scary. And I imagine Bat Rider will be played in that off lane, Templar Assassin in the mid lane. But then again, Kia in that first game did play Templar Assassin in the off lane. Well, the easy off lane, I should say, not the suicide. So, what do you think about these two picks?
I mean, I think they're really strong heroes. Batroid and the offlane, of course, can do well. I think Sleesel here need to pick up Venomancer, Jakiro, and then I really like getting a Beastmaster against Batrider. And of course, Beastmaster works well against every hero, but Bounty Hunter picked up because he's available makes a lot of sense. But Beastmaster, because if he goes off the radar, you can still keep track of him with the Hawk. And then when he initiates, if you get a roar off on him, oftentimes Batrider players have to put themselves in an awkward situation to get a proper engagement off. So I really like the play between the two heroes. And we'll see. He's probably not going to come out now since Bounty Hunter was selected, and Sven as well. So they have big heroes already on Sleesel +4. This game is going to be huge. These are 6 of the most popular heroes since the patch.
Absolutely. I mean, I really like what you brought up about Beastmaster to hear that we don't see too often anymore, but that's such a good point. Of course, you really, as Batrider, you're looking for a Blink Dagger and a Force Staff. Blink in, get the lasso, Force Staff out, and so you're not in that awkward position like you said previously. With that Roar, of course, that provides you a little bit more freedom to roar him up, get him stunned, make sure that he stays right in that position, and you can fight around him. But unfortunately, Beastmaster has been sort of thrown in the trash can, which makes me sad. Then again, we still have 6, like you said, very strong heroes. The Undying Bounty Hunter, Sven, of course, Templar Assassin, Batrider, and Jakiro. And the next band's coming out, and this time around, Omni Knight is a no-go, unfortunately. Same with Magnus, so we'll have to see some different heroes in this game.
Yeah, there's going to be some different heroes coming up because of these bans. And I mean, I think both teams at this point are, they may have made a gentleman's agreement that they're taking out Magnetar and they're taking out Omni because they've been very big parts of both games. I think Magnetar lost both and Omni won both, though.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's probably the opposite of what anyone would have predicted had you said one team had Magnetar. But that's how it panned out. Now they're taking some time for this ban here, the 4th ban from Sleesel. It's longer than they ever take.
Yeah, usually it's like snap, but it's nice to see them taking some time to think about their bans. I mean, this is game 3 after all. This is for all the marbles here, essentially. And Sleesel, I mean, they've won 3 SECSs in a row, but it's not going to matter if they don't win the playoffs. At least, well, some people might not think it'll matter. And I guess Mixmixmix is playing the host of the spoiler right now. Gyrocopter band coming out on the side of Sleesel. So, getting the next few bands here, and this has been really exciting. While we've got some time here, I just want to say, if you want to follow us, John, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter. I'm starting to get, or trying to get a Twitter following going. So at NYJohn TV there, and then of course twitch.tv/NYJohnTV and YouTube /NYJohnTV. It's pretty much NYJohn TV on any major website, and you can find me.
That's the exact same way. For some reason, I don't understand why people switch it up between websites, but it's the exact same way for me. If you want to follow me, twitch.tv/MautDota2, twitter.com/MautDota2, and everything else /MautDota2 is where you can find me. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes it
Last few
Makes it
games here.
nice and easy. And
Yeah, right.
I checked between games, so you're right. Sleesel plus four have been playing with a different roster than usual, or what we've seen in the past couple weeks at least. And on the SECS roster, this is what they had registered. They had Happy Cat, they had iPod Max, and they actually had a couple other players that they had to get ringers for, I suppose. So they knew coming into this they were going to play with a different set of players. I'm sure they have some experience with each other, but it is a little bit different than what they had dominated with previously in the season.
And it makes me wonder what made them. I'm sure personal issues rose here, as to why these guys couldn't play. It's getting close to the end of the semester here for some college students, of course. There's Thanksgiving coming up, so maybe there's personal issues, or maybe they just wanted to try out something different. For the playoffs, though, I'm not really sure. But Sleesel, regardless, can play really strong with any team. I mean, Sleesel's a very good player. Played with iPod Max. We play with him when we pubbed it up for we pubbed a few games for the other staff cup, if you remember, and we might have had iPod Max standing in for Jay for a few games.
Maybe. I forget who actually stood in. But if you want me to go ahead and speculate a little bit, yesterday in the Gosu Cup, they got knocked out really early.
Yeah.
April O'Neil Esports were knocked out in the second or third round,
Mm-hmm.
and perhaps something went wrong there because there were high expectations from myself and from everyone else.
Oh, absolutely.
They should have been probably top four, top six. It was a nice turnout from the South American teams. They're rather impressive.
Did you see how many Peruvians were in the different chats for the games that were casted today?
Yeah, the Peruvians took over my chat. I went from 20 viewers all of a sudden to 200, and I couldn't understand a single word
Yeah, I know. It's
in
that
Twitch.
giant wall of text, man. But they love their Dota, and I gotta say that's pretty awesome. But NA Dota for us tonight, right now, and we're actually gonna get into the reserve time for the second to last pick for Sleesel. And I mean, I don't know. I guess if you do have a bad result in the Gosu Cup, yeah, I mean that could be something that might, deter you from trying again. But I feel like these guys, they played so well together as April O'Neil. I mean, they essentially dominated for a long period of time, and Hannah Montana was such a really great part of that team. But of course in Defect as well. But Happy Cat I know from eCal Esports has been part of that team for a while, and of course I'm aware of some of the other heroes of Sleazel, and we've cast a lot of them before. So. I mean, they're playing really well regardless. So, looking
Oh,
to take
yeah.
this last game.
That was just a shot in the dark on my half. It could have easily been they can't do Sunday nights. So it could have been
Yeah,
something as simple as
absolutely.
this Sunday they were unavailable. However, that definitely is notable. They did get upset yesterday, and I was really surprised when I looked at the brackets. I was about to go and look for their game, and it wasn't there.
I did the same exact thing. I was looking at the brackets during the cast during the FK. I was like, all right, what game am I going to do next? Where's April O'Neil Esports? And I was like, I don't see them here. It's like they lost to ARTK or something like that. I forget the team they lost to. Which is like, oh my god, how? We had pretty high expectations. I mean, the people that know SCCS and know NA Dota know that they were looking pretty good for a long period of time.
Yep. And Lena pick comes out here. So Lena, a hero that I personally love. She has so much damage output. She can thwart pushing. She can be the aggressor. If you get farm on her and get a force staff, she's so versatile and amazing. And they're going to look for a solo with her last selection. So with Queen of Pain banned out as well as Night Sucker banned out, we'll have to see what they want to go for to put in that middle lane. And meanwhile, Kia are going to look for their fourth hero right now. They could use another support and potentially a jungler. Enigma's still available. He's probably the best jungler in 6.76 right now, from what I can understand.
I absolutely agree with you. We talked about Chen and Enchantress earlier, and of course, Lycan, he's gone. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Lycan is literally not ever played. I've seen him once or twice in a tri lane where he tries to get farm. He can do a lot of right click, but he can't jungle anymore. That's it with that. Disruptor will be the next pickup for the side of Mixmixmix. So one more pickup for each. Not a whole lot of reserve time. Looking at these lineups, though, we've got Jakiro and Disruptor in a tri-lane with the carry, whoever they decide to pick up. I believe Batrider in the offlane, Templar Assassin mid. And on the side, they're going to pick up Lion here on the side of Sleesel. So interesting pickup.
Wow.
That's a lot of nuke damage there between Laguna Blade and Finger of Death. So that's really crazy that they decided to go that route. And one of those heroes is going to go mid, I believe. I'm pretty sure, anyway.
Yeah, you're right. One of them's going mid, and if it's a Lion, someone's going to have to try and channel their inner Weapon X and really go hard in that middle lane against what's probably going to be a Batrider or a Templar Assassin, which is a horrible mismatch with either hero. So they're going to have to really work for it. They might have to offer a support in the middle lane to get that going, because I can't see either person or either match coming out positive there. Also, shout out to Spitwad in the chat. He linked all of our Twitters. So very nice of him to let us cast as well as do that for us.
Absolutely. All right, we're getting to the game. We actually have a DC real quick, so we'll wait a second. I like what you said about sending support with the Lion there. I think you could maybe see something like the Sven with the Lina pickup in the mid lane and dual lane mid. I wouldn't be surprised to see that, but I mean, you could do it other ways as well. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't want to theory craft too much because a lot of the time I know I'm wrong. You're certainly better at it than I am. So on the side of Sleisel +4, we'll have Sleisel on the Bounty Hunter. Once again, Misha will be on that line. Happy Cat on the Sven. iPod Max on the Lina. Alpha Alpha on the Undying. And not in the game. Wait, did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. Yep. All right.
Okay. On the side of Mixmixmix, we have Kia playing the Templar Assassin, who is very strong. With Hasu will be on top of the Nikes. Zeb playing Disruptor, Dilated Mind on Bat Rider, and Baylife playing Jakiro, because I don't want to read the whole name.
You got to read the whole name at least once, man.
And I'm not sure. It may be WSLK. It's a player Dilated Mind plays with a lot. I actually don't know. Do you know who it is?
I do not.
Okay, well, actually, WSLK usually carries, so it's probably not him. He was on the roster for one of the lineups, so I just speculated. But this is going to be really interesting. I want to see how they lane it. Usually, if you know people are going to try and go dual lanes, you can go on aggressive tri-lane and try and crush it. But they can't really do that with Nikes, Jakiro, and Disruptor. So the dual lanes, they try and run that, which I don't think they will, just because it's a lot of resources used. They could pan out a little better than normal. So we'll have to see exactly what they want to go for as they drop down a little purple Greevil. That's the kind that I have.
I don't have a Greevil. I feel so lonely. I didn't get one. I didn't do really anything for Dire Tide. I just played regular Dota.
That must be a lonely feeling. And they do have two flying heroes, so a lot of things going the way of the Dire early on, since they can coast around the map with both Jakiro and Bat Rider on top of their flying assistants, or actually Jakiro flies himself. So one positive coming out for the Dire early on.
Yeah, that flying lineup, just like the no legs lineup. That's going to be pretty important. But all seriousness here, Dilated Mind with that Firefly will be able to get in position relatively well, and of course do a lot of damage with it and Sticky Napalm as well. So heading the tri-lane on the side of Hasu is the Lifesteal here, Zep on the Disruptor, and of course SSJ on the Jakiro. They're going to be in that tri-lane. Of course, Happy Cat will be on the Sven, and Alpha Alpha on the Undying, with iPod Max here on the Lina. So that's going to be their tri-lane. Aggressive tri-lane versus aggressive tri-lane once again. Mid lane, Kia on the Templar Assassin. That's a scary sight versus a solo Misha. Oh god, please don't kill him. Don't obliterate him. This might be tough for him, but they wouldn't have picked it if they didn't trust him, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how this tri-lane's going to go, though. This is a really ugly tri-lane. The fact is that they can use the... Let me look for the name before I mess it up. Kinetic Field to go ahead and block off one or two of these heroes that are a little bit mispositioned and really get things going positively for the Dire side. On top of that, Nikes is really hard to take down, especially once he gets levels in Rage up, open wounds. They could turn around a lot of these kill attempts, and it's not going to be the best aggressive tri-lane. And perhaps they'll try and adjust a little bit early on. I'm a little bit worried for the Radiant side.
Absolutely, we'll have to see how it plays out. Anytime you see a Disruptor in a tri-lane against an aggressive tri-lane, it usually ends poorly for the opposing team just because of the amount of positioning you can grab on the opponent. And Hasu will be, like you said, very tanky, and open wounds will be a nice slow to start things off. And of course, Edge Path does a bit of damage early on. And we'll keep our eyes up here and just make sure we see some nice initiations and hopefully don't miss that first blood. But then again, I just jinxed it, so we'll have to see. Mid lane, Kia will be up against Misha, and Misha already taking a bit of damage here. And this is going to be a tough lane for him. He does have one last hit already, but then again, it's a little early right now, so don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, Line going for an early level in mana drain. So this is going to try and keep Templar Assassin at bay by taking away her mana so she can't spam up Refraction as much as she'd like. But once she gets a bottle, it's not going to work all too effectively unless he's very diligent. And, I mean, every time he mana drains her... Oh, top lane. Go ahead.
And there's some damage. Actually, it was nothing. Sorry.
That's okay. And so what I was saying is about the middle lane is that once she gets a bottle up, she's going to be able to readily create enough mana for the Refraction to pop back up. And now Misa's actually going to stun and steal some more mana here. So Lion standing strong. I don't know how this is going to work out. If Misha does well, I'll be very surprised and pleasantly surprised at that.
Maybe bring some life back to Lion players, which don't really, I don't see them really ever anymore.
Yeah, I mean, a tip for any up-and-coming player is if you really admire Weapon X and want to play Lion solo mid, don't do it because everyone will rage at you, even if you do a fine job. That happens to me pretty frequently because I think Lion is not a support hero. He must be solo mid because of what competition was it? It was eHome in 2010. I forget what tournament it was, but he just dominated.
I mean, all of his abilities are so strong. I wish we saw more of him, to be honest with you. I just wish we saw more. Meanwhile, actually, bottom lane, Sleisel trying to get out alive against Dilated Mind. Taking a bit of damage there. He's got the Sentry Ward down. Sleisel looks like he might be going down. Nice magic stick charge. Will it be enough to save his life? He's out of the Sentry Ward range. So DDM just barely missing the kill there. Nice try.
Denied.
Yeah, definitely was a good effort, and Sleisel just barely surviving, as he does so often. And in chat, someone says that Baylife is actually derp derp derp, so that puts a rest to that mystery of who it could be.
Wait, from Fnatic? From Fnatic?
I don't know, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know how he could be in 2 games at once. Maybe.
That's true, yeah, no, that's weird.
Maybe the mystery is still alive. But,
I have no idea.
So now you can see in the middle lane the effect. Templar Assassin has 0 mana, but since she got the rune controls, she's going to go ahead and pop the regen and be able to get up to full mana whenever she wants. But this is the kind of control that Lion wants. He wants to keep her at bay. If she can't pop a refraction, she'll have an easier time. She'll have a much harder time jumping on him. So things should go a little bit better for him as we do see the sun come out and some harass damage on top of that. Lion doing a good job holding his own in terms of the CS. He's actually ahead by 3 right now, and he's piling on the damage. So Misha thus far, certainly surprising.
And bottom lane, Sleasel's got 5 stacks of Napalm, 6 now. He looks like he's going to go down. That is first blood for Dilated Mind. And that's the Batrider for you.
Yeah, Dilated Mind getting out the Invis detection early. As you can see, the sentry is placed down. And that's what you need to do against Bounty Hunter. Oftentimes we see his positioning exploited because he's not ready for that early detection.
Certainly wasn't ready there. And of course, the amount of sticky napalm charges he had on him, that was just too much damage for him to survive. Even if he got out of that Sentry Ward range, that would have been difficult. And he's had a tough time, as we saw that early attempt at a kill almost happened. But this time, Dilated Mind does convert with the kill, getting that first blood. He's got his bottle right now. He's level 6. He's got lasso, which is actually pretty scary for 4 minutes and 16 in the game. So good stuff there. Looking at the CS chart right now, he's actually leading the way with 16. Sven with 13. 14 now. Lion, like you said, leading over Templar Assassin surprisingly, so we'll have to keep that in mind. And Invis Rune is up on Templar Assassin. Well, let's see what she wants to do. He's actually just going to use it to maybe regen a little bit, pop the refraction. There's going to be another Earth Spike.
It's going to get harder now, because now he has an empty bottle. He's not ferrying it for whatever reason, and Templar Assassin just keeps getting all this regen from the runes. So gradually, it's going to get harder, and once she has an ultimate up, she's going to take every liberty and just go ahead and jump on top of Lion. So level 6 could be the break point for this lane. And we do see once again
rotation. Sleasel's here now. No track though.
iPod Max is coming from the top as well. So there's a couple heroes in the area. This is going to be a tough kill to get under the tower, but if they are able to get it, it certainly would be huge for them.
Yeah, I mean, and the more you can really harass Kia and actually just stop her from even getting a kill would just benefit greatly. And it's very difficult to stop Templar Assassin from farming or from, I mean, you really have to get kills in a team fight against her. It's tough to really get a gank on her, especially with the vision that they've gotten on the top ward spot there. Coming around is Sleazel on iPod Max, maybe looking for an initiation here on Zeb. I don't know if they're going to see this here. They do have this dire ward, so they do spot this out right now. They're going to ping it out here. We actually see Hasu, though. He's actually kind of in a bad position, but no stun or slow coming out just yet. Sven's still farming away. He's 22 last hits right now. Decay flying out, so only 1 kill on the board right now. That is Dilated Mind, who's actually solo down here bottom, and he's got 28 last hits of his own, so nice job by him just to get that solo farm with Sleazel out of the lane. He's trying to get level 6 for himself, but not anytime soon. He's been roaming and has been sort of leeching experience in a tri-lane, which is not going to give you much.
Oh, and here we go. Misha gets his first rune, so he's going to come up to the top lane with the DD and try and help out the effort. This is going to be a 5-man attempt, and they're going to dive this hard. If they drop down the Tombstone, it won't be that difficult, and this could be really big for the Radiant squad.
But you see this dire ward, though, that gives them that vision, so they know that this is happening. They're immediately up here in the trees right now, so they're just going to look for a gank still. There's a nice kinetic field with an ice path onto 3. TP's coming in right now on the Batrider, maybe looking for a lasso. We'll find it, I think. Nice glimpse on the Happy Cat is going to bring it back for just a second. Sleazel's taking some damage. No kills just yet. The side of the Radiant's pretty low. Ice Path going to fly out. SSJ might go down. In fact, it will do so. Sleazel getting the kill now, and Haas is in some trouble trying to keep him alive. But here comes Dilated Mind on the backside. Maybe going for a kill. And he's actually going to pick up the kill onto Sleisel as well. Now Alpha has to get out of there. So 2 for 1 is the trade. Decay trying to bring it up. There goes the Finger of Death, getting the kill on the Batrider. The Dragon Slave as well. They want Zeb. Man, this fight has been like up here in the freaking jungle. And Kid's going to try to come in and just clean this up here. He wants the kill on Alpha. Will he be able to get it is the question. Misha's here as well. Mana Drain going on him. Here's Happy Cat coming in. No mana for a Stormhammer. There's the Earth Spike before Lion does go down. Templar Assassin getting a double kill. Happy Cat open wounds. He might go down. It looks like he will do so. One more right click should do the job. And in fact, no, the Magic Stick charge. He's going to try to juke away. Will they get the kill? He's got no TP. And in fact, nice Stormhammer, but it's only going to save his life momentarily. 4 to 5 is the score right now. I don't know how many people died on each side.
Well, it was actually a 4 for 4 straight up because it was 0 for 1 before the fight.
That's true. Okay, simple math, guys.
Sven actually desperately tried to buy those TPs. You can see in his bank he has 2 TPs, and that's because he was going to the shop and he had a full inventory, so he was unable to do so. It's probably actually better off that he didn't get it because he wouldn't have survived anyway.
Yeah.
Misha just keeps leveling this mana drain. It's interesting because the cost is not having level on Hex, which certainly could come in handy in a lot of these early fights and engagements. So a decent cost on the bottom lane. Looks like Dilated Mind might actually go down there in hot pursuit of him. Happy Cat gets the last hit. They're able to catch him off here, Undying, helping out Sven in the effort. Kia bottles up a haste run. He'll go back towards the middle lane.
Yeah, and that was a 1 for 1 trade. Bounty Hunter did get track off before he went down to Dilated Mind, so I'm going to give him a little bit more experience, or excuse me, a little bit more gold there for that track bonus. And looking at the farm here, 32 last hits for Happy Cat. He's all right now. He's doing okay. He's got his treads up. Needs to get a little bit more farm, a little bit more damage, but it's not a good start. Earth Spike misses actually in the mid lane right now. Trying to go for some more mana drain here. And Lion's been very pesky, and he's done really well. He's got 20 last hits. He doesn't have much in terms of farm. Not that I don't think he should. He's got the bottle and the boots, but that's about it. Top Triland is still very alive for Hasu right now, who 1-1-1. He does get the Urn of Shadows, not going for a quick Midas that we see very often on the Lifestealer, but that doesn't mean that he can't get fed, so we'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, now we see a rotation up for 3 heroes towards the top lane. Sleisel's going to walk through the ward, but he's invisible anyway. They'll notice Undying coming up, and actually a 4th hero may make this a little bit more obvious as iPod Max comes in, and it looks like Hasu's going to try and back up a little bit in the jungle. Once again, Jakiro hiding behind the tower. And one point I want to bring up is that the tower layout is, of course, different for both teams. There's a clear entry point and exit point for the Radiant team, so it's a little bit more secure to hide behind your tower there. It's more of a pinch situation on the top lane for the Dire. Now Zeb's going to be chased down with the track on him. He's going to throw down a kinetic field. It's going to catch Sleisel in the middle of it. However, it looks like they have enough damage to take him down, so down goes Disruptor really early on.
And that was close. He did get Sleisel back with that glimpse, but the Dragon Slave plus Sleisel, I think he used that Shuriken, getting the kill. There's going to be a stun on Dilated Mind. He is going to Firefly after taking a bit of damage. He's going to lasso onto Happy Cat. Happy Cat not taking too much damage. There's the Ice Path. Nice Ice Path as well. After doing a lot of damage, but Batrider will indeed go down to the Undying. Tombstone has been popped. Let's go him as well. Infest going onto somebody, popping off Hostage, trying to get out of there. There's going to be a Stormhammer followed up by the Undying, kill with a Dragon Slave helping out there. So 8 to 6, double kill for the Undying. They're still going though. They're looking up here in the top, and more tracks flying out. SSJ taking some damage. Nice Ice Path, but will they be able to get enough kills? Enough damage, I should say. There's a dual breath coming in as well, and it looks like, in fact, they will take down SSJ and also the Disruptor. That's going to be 4 for 1. Now Kia's trying to take on the entire team himself. He wants to kill him, please, at least. He's hexed up. Will this be the kill? He'll get Bounty Hunter, but he will go down. So that's 5 heroes going down, only 1 on the side. I believe only 1 on the side of Sleisel.
Yeah, that was a really ugly fight for Team Mix, and it just goes to show you how much they can really do under the towers for Sleisel plus 4, and it's all because of Undying. He creates such a great opportunity for them, but it really was an ugly fight that they should have never been a part of. They need to just give up this top tower. It's not worth losing this many heroes about. And the farm on lifesteal are stagnated as well, since all the conundrum has been focused around that lane. He doesn't have anything. He has an Urn and boots. And I was going to mention earlier that he might go for a Midas, but now it's too late for a Midas, and he doesn't have enough gold to go that path anyway. But he's better off without it because he needs to get something to be more impactful at this stage of the game because his team's already falling behind decently. So probably see an armlet first approach for Nikes moving forward.
And that'll be important if he can get that armlet up quickly and sort of just salvage what was a little bit of a bad team fight, past few team fights there. Get a little bit more damage. Need to help his team out more. He's going to actually rage away from an Earth Spike just barely. TP help coming in right now.
Yeah, and if you think about how effective a Nikes can be against a team that features a Lion and Alina, I mean, he can go in there, and if he has the armlet with the Rage level 4, he can do work on those heroes. He can probably take them down, and then TA still working on the side. So they really have a good team fight potential if they can get some farm on the back of these heroes.
And that's the tough part, really, though. I mean, top lane is gone. They didn't have that room to farm. Kia didn't get the best farm in the mid lane against this alliance, surprisingly enough. And of course, those fights early on certainly hurting them. Looking at the net worth chart right now, Sven is leading the way with 4K, Lions at 3K. Templar Assassin not too far behind, but the Nakes is down at 2K. And so they need to get him some farm. He's going to head to the jungle, try to get some last hits right now. Meanwhile, the rest of the team will head mid, except for Dilated, who's going to head back to the base, maybe pick up a TP and try to TP in as well. Happy Cat will rotate bottom right now. His drums are done. He's looking pretty good in terms of farm. His last hits, he's got 44 right now, so the only person beating him is that Bat Rider. And mid looks to be maybe the next point of contact for both of these teams. I'm not sure. Sleasel's looking for a track. He has one on the side of Kia. It's going to run out soon. Misha's still farming away, so will there be an engagement here is the question.
Dire's bottom tower
Sleasel's trying to press.
attack.
I'm not sure they can engage very successfully right here. I mean, there isn't anything to jump the Battle Rider forward. He has to literally walk through them, and then once you get a track up, they're going to be able to kite him pretty effectively. So they need to kind of sit back and get those blinks up and throw in a flame break to actually get the lasso up on top of Misha. Misha's going to be pulled into the Firefly damage, and she'll go down rather quickly. Now it looks like Alfalfa's going to continue the fight. He throws down a decay, snaps off some strength. Templar Assassin's going to be in trouble here as the Stormhammer comes in. That's enough to finish her off. And now Alfalfa's in pursuit of Dilated Mind, but it's going to be really tough to catch up to him. Zeb, in the meanwhile, is going to take some damage under the tower. Alfalfa still wants to dive. He throws down another decay, and the Flame Break pushes him forward into Jakiro so they can finish him off, and Lifestealer just needs to run away. And iPod Max on the back end, going to throw down a couple skills. Oh, and they're still finish up.
God.
Oh my, Undying Decay in the base finishes off 2 more. And that's when things really aren't going your way. The Flame Break pushes 2 heroes forward and allows them to further pursue you and essentially take them down in the long run. And now they're going to lose a tier 1 on the back end of this. So they lose 4 heroes, they're going to lose the tier 1 tower. That's a really big team fight loss.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, the team fights, in the top lane, you can, maybe come back from that, a little far back, a little down, you need to get some farm on your carries, especially Hasu. But after that team fight, where they're diving the tier 1, they're diving the tier 2 into the base, getting the double kill in the base, that's when you know it's a problem. But now they're on the warpath. He is looking for another initiation here. Nice kinetic field on Misha. Will he go down? Yes. He's going to take too much damage. He is going to get obliterated. The tombstone is popped, but that's going to get taken down for a cool 100 gold and 130 even. And they need that kill, but they need a lot more of that.
Yeah, that's a nice little pickup for them. An overextension from Misha. He had no reason to be there at all, and they had some extra vision from some of the creeps, I believe, that allowed them to get a nice little glimpse, as I always forget the name of that skill, and pull him back into a kinetic field that was well placed. So a good job there by Disruptor. Zeb turning around and playing it properly. Meanwhile, Happy Cat's still getting some farm on the bottom lane. He picks up a Helm of Iron Will, and he also picks up Gloves of Haste, so he could be going for his own armlet. Speaking of armlets, and that certainly would be a nice little pickup for him, gives him that extra boost. And it's a less expensive item, so it's definitely impactful in terms of the team fight, him being able to output more damage, last longer in the middle of a fight. And it's only 2650 total or something along those lines, so it's a nice immediate item for the mid-game stages. And I do like going ahead and going for that instead of going for one of the bigger items that's going to cost about 1,000 plus more gold.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and that's what I love about Sven. He's so versatile. You can build him in so many different ways. You can get that Mask of Madness if you want. Go for the BKB first, but Armlet is the choice for Happy Cat right now, and that's going to give him a lot of damage and give you some extra tankiness as well. Now to keep toggling on and off, it'll be a little bit difficult to kill you. Force Staff is going to be the choice for Lion right now. He does have that Ring of Regen. Needs to keep trying to build it. Mech is up on the Undying. It's been up for a while, I believe, and now they might be looking to go on the high ground here and try to go for a tier 1 and then maybe even for the tier 2. We actually might see an engagement here. iPod Max chasing after the Jakiro. And they're going to back off for the moment. Tier 1 should be going down right now. Warcry is popped. Happy Cat wants to get this tower. Bounty Hunter will get the last hit.
They're going to keep on going.
Yeah, they're going to look for an engagement here. And they don't have the side of Nakes on Mixmixmix.
The Radiant
Nice
don't have
trap.
God Strength either, so it's just a little bit curious. They rallied the troops. The Dire are all getting here.
He will be hexed up. There's going to be a static storm. Nice storm hammer as well. There's the macro fire. Kia taking a ton of damage. It does get obliterated, going to buy back immediately. Here's Hasu. Did TP in. Alfalfa taking a lot of damage, but he's so tanky. Will finally go down. 1-for-1 trade so far. Hasu taking a nice Laguna Blade to the face. Sven going to get that kill. Still chasing. Kia trying to get out. There's a long-range storm hammer on 2. Will be enough. There's the cleave damage. Getting 1. iPod Max gets that kill. Dilated Mind trying to get out. Earth Spike. Misha taking some Thunderstrike damage as well. Sleisel, once again, barely alive, but still fighting. Light Strike Array going to miss, and I think that's going to be it. And they may be trying to go back and look for this Tier 2 tower. In fact, Happy Cat's going to start right-clicking it here. And another good engagement from the side of Sleisel, and they're just really trying to push these towers and gain their advantage. But at the same time, not make too many mistakes here. They're looking very strong.
Yeah, they're certainly looking very strong. Another nice little engagement, and I'm a little bit surprised that didn't go better for the Dire. Kia came back with the full health and was looking to find an opening, but he was a little bit reluctant to jump in there at some points when he may have gotten a good amount of damage, potentially kill him one of those heroes. So a little bit curious there, but everything seems to be going the way of the Radiant right now. They're playing really well. Sleisel +4, showing why they won 3 consecutive, even with a variance in their lineup. Looking really solid overall.
And yeah, I mean, Sleisel once again, and we talked about it previously, just barely survives every freaking team fight somehow. Some way, he finds a way to get out of there, and then come back in and get another kill. Or 2, or 3. So, just being that pesky little bounty hunter. Meanwhile, 18-10 is the score, 1754 is the time. Looking at the graphs, 3,000 in experience, 12,000 in gold right now. And that was a good point in talking about Kia not really going in there in that team fight. The Static Storm was good, the Ice Path, of course, the Macro Pyre as well. There's a lot of team fighting abilities, but they just couldn't do the job there. And they just couldn't get enough damage. Meanwhile, Misha getting trapped up, but he'll be back off, and he's got Force Step as well on him if he needs to really get out of there. So she getting TP top. Bottom lane still getting pressured. Happy Cat does pop God Strength. He's got his armlet on as well. He wants this tower. There's a fortification available. Ice Path barely missy. Happy Cat juking. There's the Storm Hammer, and so much damage on SSJ. Undying will get the kill with Decay. And that's how easy it is for Sleisel right now.
That was just a silly play. There's no reason for him to go in there. I mean, he wasn't going to save the tower. The second God Strength was popped, it was going to last through a glyph even if they went ahead and used it. Now they're going to go ahead and try and get a Roche. But, I mean, the items just aren't there for the Dire team right now, and this is the early timing where the items are getting there for the Radiant. Sven now has the armlet completed. He also has a Chrysalis flying out to him. Undying has the mech up. We'll see if they go for a double mech again, but I highly doubt it this time around.
I don't think so this time. As funny as that would be, I don't think that'll be the case. But you never know, you know? You never know.
Yeah, and they're starting to get those Force Staffs too, which is going to make it that much more frustrating. Against the Knights, Force Staffs are so important, and they allow you to just kite him so effectively that it really mitigates his effectiveness.
Absolutely. And that's important. And they're looking to pressure now. In fact, they looks like they gave up on Roche. They actually just want to push the Tier 2 War Cries pop. There's the armlet as well. Happy Cat turning on the tower saying, let's take this. And there is a fortification available. Will they use it? They will pop it. They need to look for it. Or they're just going to let this Tier 2 go. They're back up into the Tier 3 on the high ground. They've really no items. Like you said, they really cannot try to defend this Hasu with no armlet, just with the helm. Kia with no damage, no blink. The only thing they've got is dilated with the blink dagger. And that's about it. And I mean, now they can try to pressure the Tier 3. The mech is popped. They're going to try to go for the Tier 3 right now, at least for the moment being. There's the blink. And nice miss. That's a nice misdirection there. Hasu's going to get trapped up in there. There's going to be a lot of damage, though, going from the Static Storm and the Macro Pyre. They will back off. Glimpse onto Alfalfa. He's in some trouble. He's going to solar himself. Stormhammer going to just kill some creeps. And this should be going a lot worse for the Radiant, but they're doing okay for themselves. Kia's going to try to go in right-click. A lot of damage going on to Alfalfa. That was a nice little meld there, but nothing happening just yet. No deaths somehow. I mean, you see how low everybody is on Sleisel, and they will back off, but I mean, it should have been so much worse. The Static Storm, the Macro Pyre, everything lining up for them, and even though they ulted, the Batrider ult on the Illusion, which was pretty funny, I gotta say, still not able to get any kills going in either direction.
Yeah, I feel like I've said it 4 games in a row now, but pushing into a Jakiro is just really hard. Low cooldown on Ice Path makes it really difficult to get in there as a 5-man squad without getting 2 or 3 heroes kind of barred off, and then the fact that they have Disruptors, well, you don't want to get caught in that Static Storm like they did before. That team fight around that Tier 2 on the bottom lane looked like it should have went more in favor of the Dire than what it did, and you don't want that to happen in the base, because that's where it will go in favor of the Dire.
Yeah, and I mean, they're lucky to be alive, honestly. They are absolutely lucky to be alive, and Well, what can you say? I mean, Sleasel's actually looking for a kill here on Zeb. He's going to glimpse him back away, so Sleazel will be okay for now. Meanwhile, Hasu going to get initiated. There's the Earth Spike, plus a lot of damage coming in from a Laguna Blade there from iPod Max, and it's just too much damage. And there goes Hasu, and that's going to make his farm suffer even more. He's never going to get to that armlet, honestly. It's just not going to happen.
That was a Laguna and a Finger of Death. That was so much damage. They used everything. And a Finger of Death, he got a buff recently as well. The cooldown was lowered, so once they get some more levels on these heroes, watch out. Because Misha's now down to 100-second cooldown on that, and only 70 on the Laguna Blade. So it's a lot of burst damage coming out from those two.
Absolutely. Lion with a 725 damage at his level right now. Let's see, iPod Max is only at level 1 with the Laguna Blade. That's only 450, so Lion, of course, a little bit of a bigger nuke, but when both of them are combined, it's explosive. Meanwhile, Happy Cat going to get initiated, kind of a misplay. He will go down. Dilated Mind getting the kill there. Earth Spike onto him. There's going to be the Dragon Slave as well, but he'll be just fine for right now. They get the kill on Sven. They need that, but once again, long way away from getting back to where they need to be.
Yeah, that was a nice little risk taken by Dilated because they don't have any vision. You can see the 3 most forward wards are all Radiant wards, so they didn't know how close the supports would have been. He jumped in there, was able to pick him off really quickly before anyone could rally to support him, and overall, well played by Dilated. And he's probably been the best player on this squad for this game. I mean, Batrider, he won that bottom lane decisively. He now has the Blink Dagger up so he can try and make things happen, but he needs a lot more out of his team for this to turn around anytime soon.
Yeah, and they're running out of time right now. I mean, Sven is getting farmed. They did stop his farm there with that kill, but he's got a Chrysalis. What he builds next, I'm not sure. And they need some farm, like you said, on that Lifestealer, on the Templar Assassin. There's just not enough there. Might see initiation. Misha and Sleazel a little bit forward right now. And Sven is back alive, and now it looks like it might break off mid here. Misha's going to keep running here. There's going to be a work right. Nice 4-step from Misha, looking for an initiation. Static Storm going to fly up, not going to hit anything. There's going to be the Flaming Lasso from Dilated Mind. There's the hammer onto one. Zeb going to go down instantaneously, and the cleave, so much damage. Here comes Dilated Mind trying to get out of there. Bounty Hunter getting the kill on SSJ 420 in the meantime. Kia taking a lot of damage. He's hexed up. There's the Laguna Blade. That's a lot of damage. Light Striker Ray will miss. Will they get the kill? Need a slow, need some sort of stun here. There's going to be a 4-step on the Undying, but Sleazel will get the long range swoop in, and that's going to be it for that, and that's 3 for 1. Sleazel with a double kill right there. Looking for the tower, and this could be a tier 3, maybe a Rax. We'll see. 41 seconds for that Templar Assassin to be down. Hasu can't do much. He still does not have anywhere close to his armlet right now. Happy Cat tanking the tower up. He's going to take it just fine. He's actually very low health right now. He needs to pop up that armlet again and get soul ripped in. Some heals would be nice in general. Neck up in 19. There's a nice path onto 2. There's the kinetic field. No Static Storm available. Here comes Dilated Mind. And there's the Firefly doing a ton of damage. They're going to get the kill with the Disruptor on the Sven. Still going. Glimpse coming in, back up to the high ground. Misha is there. He's going to 4-step out immediately. Nice Light Striker Ray onto 2. There's the Earth Spike. Getting the kill is Sleazel. And there's the Finger of Death to finish off Hasu. And now they can continue to push here. And they're pinging on the racks here, and they should be able to take this. And I think this is going to be it, John. I think that this is going to be the grand final winner of SECS 17. Sleazel +4, playing so strong.
Yeah, and I think for the entirety of the game, Nina's been playing with no fear. She's running up to whoever she wants, doing whatever she wants, so iPod Max thinks he owns the whole game, and in fact he does. They've had a hard time taking down most of these supports, let alone anybody. In fact, Lina hasn't died yet this game. So really well played by everybody. And Dilated Mind can go ahead and use a lasso to pull Misha back a little bit. Another Flame Break flies off, and it throws everyone in a different direction. Now Kia's going to take some damage from Sleisel, and he'll finish him off. And this is going to be it. This is a really drawn-out fight, but it's just constantly going in favor of the Radiant. We do see Dilated now going to be focused down next. They go ahead and throw a track on him. He goes down. Misha going to get caught off here. He might actually drop. He does go down. Last it goes out to Jakiro. And it doesn't even matter, really, because like I mentioned before, when you have a Bounty Hunter kills are that much greater for you, and 27-14 is a whole lot more kills for the Radiant.
Still going. There's triple kill for Sleazel right now. I mean, absolutely crazy. Hasu trying to right-click Sleazel down, but here comes Happy Cat, and that's just too much. The Infest on the creep will only save his life, at least momentarily. But, yeah, they take down the mid-racks, and Sleazel just playing incredibly strong. And, in fact, we said that Lina actually never died this game, and she just did there. That's her first death. R.I.P. Lina. iPod Max.
Yeah, now that she's died, she's not really having a great game. So maybe look to improve.
That's it for her. She's done. So taking a ton of damage right now. He is going to get hexed up. There's going to be a Stormhammer as well, but Refraction taking up most of the damage, and Sven, in fact, will fall. And Sleasel's very low still. If they don't kill Sleisel right now, I'm just like, that's it. Okay, finally, they get the kill there, but he'll buy back immediately, and so will Sven. Oh, gosh.
He's just going to get caught up here and die again, too. iPad Max should come into the base, but he needs to run out. He has mules
like,
up.
Nope, get me out of here.
He dies twice. I don't even have any respect.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't think I can take it. There's the glimpse. The Ice Path will fly out next. It will miss, but he'll Yules himself just in time anyways. Alfalfa coming in. There's the Stormhammer from Happy Cat, who has made it back to the fight. Static Storm doing a lot of damage. No, iPod Max, he goes down. Jakiro dead as well. And Dilated Mind buying back, and Bounty Hunter.
My
just so much damage.
Oh, in the middle of that, Sven crit for 800.
He's still going. He's got a double kill right now. And Kia needs to back off to the well. And it's pretty much over by now, folks. I mean, it's just, there's nothing left here. Hasu trying to stop this pusher. Dilated Mind with his Firefly. But Sleasel's going to go in there and just, with a Janata proc, absolutely murder Bat Rider. Kia trying to chase after Alfalfa right now. There is going to be a trap. Should it be enough is the question. Missing the decay on Kia, but getting on Hasu. He's very, he's going to go down soon. He's got the Urn Charge on him. He's trying to heal himself up. There's open wounds, and that's going to be the end of our friend Undying. In fact, he will go down, but here comes Happy Cat on the backside. Meld up on Kia, Infest up on one of the creeps.
And he wishes he could stay in that creep forever at this point.
He's just like, can I just hide here, please? Sleazel getting another kill. Hasu actually going to get a nice double kill with that Infest. Damn.
But,
it's a little late for that, though.
Yeah, this is garbage time, and we're seeing what everyone's made of in garbage time. It looks like iPod's going to actually push the bottom lane with Nisha. They're probably just going to try and double ult somebody and instantly take them down. Let's check out the health here. It looks like Templar Assassin sitting at 1,200 almost health. Disruptor, okay, Disruptor could be the target. He's at just over 1,000. Here we go.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh man, it was so worth it. Plus the Yules onto the Nate. He'll get out just fine. The Light Strike Array just missing because he's got Rage up on him. iPod Max needs to run, but there Kia goes with a nice crit with that meld onto the side of Lena. Now Misha's trying to get out of there. Slow on him. It was worth it, and he's got a blink, so it's fine. It's totally fine. He gets out just fine.
Yep, that one was definitely worth it. Hasu just finishes up his armlet at 28 minutes, so that kind of tells you how things were going. Before I mentioned how that's an early game item that allows you to be more impactful in the early to mid game. Getting that at 28 minutes, it's really not effective. It's so late. And so here we go. I mean, there's not much more they could do.
I mean, I don't know why this game is being prolonged as much as it is. I'm pretty sure Sleasel's just sort of, taking it all in right now, just trying to farm as many kills as possible, enjoying their time being casted, I'm sure. It's been fun, guys, but right now, Sleisel definitely in the driver's seat and pretty much GG, essentially. I mean, you look at the damage here from Sven. He's got his armlet, he's got his mom, he's got his Crystallis, and, well, Baylife's saying, you don't ever tell your mother sings, but I can hear her downstairs.
And let's give credit to Sleisel on the drafting as well. They couldn't get Undying in the first game, I believe. Or did they? But either way, they got Undying in the last 2 games, and Alfalfa has done a great job on him.
Absolutely.
And I mean, that's because of the clever drafting. I mean, they banned out Brood this game. Brood, a hero that we still see, but not nearly one of those first 2 ban potentials. And it was able to open up both Bounty and Undying for them in terms of picks. And they certainly seized the opportunity.
Yeah, the clever drafting from this team, and I mean, that's just another part of Sleazel Plus 4, aka April O'Neil Esports. Well, I'm going to keep calling them that, but Dilated Mind is going to get the kill on Bounty Hunter there. Once again, guys, thanks for joining us. We've got a little while to go because they're taking a little bit of time here, just sort of roaming it one by one, essentially feeding the opponent team, but here right now, actually looking to go on Alfalfa. He's actually going to have to back off. He's got a Shiva's Guard on him, by the way. Once again, thanks for watching here on NYJohn. I'm Maut. This is John with us, and in the meantime, while we're all talking about that, Kia going to go down to a lot of damage there. You saw the Shiva's Guard going out as well. The tower looks like it will go down. Fortification is available, but I don't think they're going to use it here. This game is essentially all but over. And now SSJ and Dilated trying to back off with Seb as well. Happy Cat finishing off Roshan on his own. We'll pick up the, or deny the Aegis, I guess. So, there's that.
He doesn't want any part of that Aegis. Instead, he's going to get his Daedalus.
I don't want that. I want my Daedalus instead. Aegis is for wimps. Only losers use Aegis.
Dilated traps himself on the high ground. He gets hit by a Finger of Death, and it looks like one more hit would do the job. He actually had Firefly still active, So he takes it down to the low ground while iPod Max is in a one-on-one battle with Hasu. Hasu's going to pop out of the creep and try and finish him off, but he has to dodge a light strike array, and will do so successfully.
And here comes Happy Cat, the stun, and he's angry. Oh, that Mask of Madness, he is mad, and there's the kill.
Yet.
Oh, man, yeah, no, didn't even need the crits.
No, not a single crit.
Tower is under
Subpar
attack.
play by Happy Cat, not landing a crit.
Yeah. Come on, man, where's your RNG? Get it together.
Yeah, so as you were saying, congratulations to Sleisel +4. They've certainly been the most successful team throughout the entirety of the season, as iPod once again is scared of nothing and will die as a result of it. But with 3 wins in a row, I'm not sure anyone could deserve it more than they did. And it's nice to see the favorites convert. I'd hate to bring it up, but last season during the playoffs, the favorites were JT. They won a couple, and they ended up losing in the first round. I actually casted that game, and it's not always easy to pull off the wins, because it's a best of 1 early on in this tournament format, and going against best of 1s against teams that essentially can run any different variation of a lineup that you haven't seen before, it's a tall task sometimes. And Sleisel +4 have just outplayed everybody else this season.
I mean, you mentioned it. Sleisel +4's drafting was absolutely ridiculous, and in both regards to picking, interesting picks as well as picking, really well and banning out the heroes that you needed to ban out. It's not going to matter. A lot of damage coming out. There's going to be a light strike array landing on Kia, and so yeah, I mean, Ryan will use his finger of death there, but now he's going to get pulled in. And here comes Happy Cat. Now he's going to get mad. He has the Daedalus, I believe. Yes, it is finished up. Kia taking a ton of damage. And Lena going to get the kill with the Luna Blade, and buybacks are happening left and right. Asu taking a ton of damage from those crits. And they're going to push to end this right now. Kia, you, my friend, need to get out of there. And yeah, I mean, a lot of pressure sometimes for, the favorites to win, but this time, even with a not full lineup, or a different lineup, I should say, Sleisel +4 pulls through somehow. And it's been a good SECS, I gotta say. It's been a lot of fun this time around. SECS 17. Casting with you, by the way, John, is great. So thanks for joining me here tonight.
I saw that
You're
ending
welcome. It's
from
been a lot of fun
temple.
to actually stick around. I'm usually watching either football or Dexter right now, but instead sticking around for the finals. And it's certainly been worthwhile, as we got a best of 3 series. I mean, it made it to 3 games. It doesn't always happen like that, as you very well know. A lot of times we see one good game and one huge blowout, but all 3 of these games are pretty entertaining. And now Alfalfa and Happy Cat are just going to pretend to attack the throne.
They're dancing. They're dancing. It's like a rave.
Look at the range on Happy Cat's weapon. It's just like everywhere.
This thing is gigantic. He's killing all of his weapons, his items. No, the Daedalus. All that time. That's wasted. No.
But yeah, really well played. Congratulations to Sleisel +4. They definitely deserved it, like I said before. And hopefully we send them back for Season 18, and we can get a challenger that can unthrone them, or at least bring a really close competition to them. This game, pretty close, but not as close as we'd want it to be. I mean, the farm just wasn't there for the Dire throughout the entirety. And a questionable tri-lane on top actually paid off in the long run.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's the real thing, guys. If you want to challenge Sleisel, sign up for SECS. We need more teams. We need you guys to get in here and challenge Sleisel right now. They look too strong. Dethrone them, please. Once again, from NYJohn, thanks. I am Maut, and with me is NYJohn. NYJohn, tell them where they can find you once again, please.
You can find me at twitter.com/NYJohnTV. You can find me at youtube.com/NYJohnTV, or you can find me at Twitch TV /NYJohnTV. All the same thing to make it nice and simple. And I do appreciate any follows, subscribes, anything along those lines. I have a lot of VODs up, as I'm sure you will too, after today is over.
I've got a lot of work to do in that department, unfortunately. But yes, that's absolutely true. Once again, thanks for joining, guys. I'm Maut. You can find me at twitch.tv/MautDota2 and twitter.com/MautDota2. I'm sure you'll see us casting probably together at a certain point. I really enjoyed the cast, so I really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Thanks for watching all the vids.